Hello, I'm Jane Mangold, a rangeland ecologist from the Agricultural Research Service and the Eastern Oregon Agricultural Research Center. Thank you for joining me for today's Ag Minute. Many of you have probably been faithfully fertilizing your lawns and gardens this summer. Have you ever wondered what is so special about that fertilizer that makes your grass, flowers, and vegetables green and healthy? Just like humans need vitamins and minerals to stay healthy, plants need a variety of essential nutrients in certain quantities to maintain growth and development. An essential nutrient is one that is required for a plant to complete a normal life cycle or as part of some necessary plant constituent. For example, magnesium is essential because it is a constituent of the chlorophyll molecule, and chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. This week I'll be talking about the nutritional needs of plants and some of the ecological implications of plants competing for nutrients. Plants require 6 macronutrients and 9 micronutrients to maintain healthy growth and development. The primary role of macronutrients is structural, and plants require them in relatively high concentrations. Macronutrients include nitrogen, potassium, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and sulfur. Micronutrients are required in lesser amounts and function in a regulatory capacity as enzymes and catalysts. Some of those include chlorine, boron, iron, manganese, zinc, and copper. Because essential nutrients have specific roles in plants, when they are absent, most cultivated plants will exhibit characteristic deficiency symptoms that are related to one or more of those roles. For example, when a plant is nitrogen deficient, the leaves will turn yellow or tan and fall off the plant, while the stem might turn a purplish color. Phosphorus deficiency is marked by deformed, intensely green leaves. Nutrients cycle through ecosystems. Nutrients are present in the soil, deriving from weathering of soil and/or microbial decomposition of organic matter. Plants access nutrients by taking them up with water from the soil. Plants are then consumed by herbivores or die, returning organic matter to the soil. Soil microbes and invertebrates recycle organic matter in the soil and on the soil surface to make nutrients accessible for plant uptake again. In range and wildlands, this cycling occurs with relatively little input from humans. In systems that are intensely managed or cultivated, like crop fields or your lawn and garden, many nutrients are removed when the crop or grass clippings are harvested and removed. Over time, the soils may become depleted of certain nutrients, and we must apply fertilizer to maintain plant growth. This week I have been talking about essential plant nutrients. The quantity of plant-available nutrients is limited, therefore plants must compete for nutrients with neighboring plants. Semi-arid rangeland soils typically have very low nutrient concentrations, and the plants native to the system have developed strategies for avoiding competition under nutritionally stressful conditions. One example is variation in rooting depth from species to species. Another example is growing during different periods in the spring and summer. You may have noticed that some grasses like Sandberg's bluegrass root at shallower depths and green up earlier in the spring than other grasses like bluebunch wheatgrass. By accessing nutrients and water in different spaces and at different times, many species coexist in native rangeland plant communities, even though nutrients are limited. Most weedy invasive plants grow quickly, grow quite large, and produce lots of seeds. Their prolific growth requires lots of essential plant nutrients. When they are growing next to a native plant, they are able to acquire and use available nutrients faster, often leaving the more desirable native plant without enough nutrients to grow and develop properly. Over time, the weedy plant may completely displace other species. Natural and man-made disturbances that remove existing vegetation and perturb the soil, like fire or plowing, often result in a flush of essential nutrients. If weedy species are present, they will capitalize on the nutrient flush. For example, following a prescribed fire to control trees and shrubs in southwestern Montana, seed production of Dalmatian toadflax increased from 29 to about 1,300 seeds per plant. The first year or two after a disturbance is an extremely critical time to prevent weed establishment and/or spread.